Rev up your engines. Guy bought this 2021 Lexus, brand new. He's on the third set of tires. He's got 25,000 miles. The first set wore out early and they said, oh, maybe you got bad tires. He's on the third set now. It's still shaking some. He took it to the dealer and here's what the dealer said. Test drove a similar vehicle and noticed less vibration. Swap tires to compare and noticed a slight difference. With customers' tires removed and all balancing weights removed from vehicle, then rebalanced and checked. Road force balancing. No damage or abnormal wear to wheels noticed. Vibration is better than before. It's a luxury vehicle. It shouldn't be better than before. It should be non-existent. My wife's Lexus is 20 years old. It does not vibrate. The tires last between 50 and 60,000 miles. This is on its third set and it's only got 25. So, contrary to what the Lexus dealer says, there's obviously something going on that's wrong with this. Now, the Lexus dealer pretty much blew him off with that kind of stuff. So he gave up and he started moving the tires around. And he said, I got a little bit better. We're going to take it for a road test to try to figure out exactly where the vibration's coming from first. Now, they only messed with the wheels, saying that the wheels are okay, the tires are okay. They didn't do anything with the alignment, he said, at all. Now we're going to take it on the actual highway and see what the shaking's all about here. And here we go. All right, we're getting to 75. There's a slight vibration in the steering. It's not in the body. I'm feeling the floor here. It's vibrating a little on the floor on the left side, but not on the floor on the right side. And I definitely feel it in the steering wheel. Feel it here. We don't feel it here, but we feel it in the steering wheel and in the left side of the car. So we're gonna go jack it up. We're gonna check the left front first. Now, the vehicle never shook on him until he got 20,000 miles on it. It was built correctly because it didn't shake until it got 20,000 miles on it. Now, when he confronted the Lexus dealer where he bought this thing brand new, they said, well, you put too many miles on it. Okay, now, there's no way in Hades that a Lexus can't drive 20,000 miles in a year and a half. Shouldn't have any problems at all. What an excuse where you drive too much. I can't even believe the stuff these dealers tell people. Now, these are the same rims that the car came with. 20-something thousand miles, didn't shake at all. He's never wrecked it, whacked things up. So we know it can't be the rim. What do I see? Well, where the wheel weights used to go, the only thing left is some of the sticky goo. Those ones came off. Let's look inside. We're gonna go all the way around. Likewise, this one they fell off. The only thing there is glue. It has one little tiny weight here. We'll go the whole way around. You can see where this weight was taken off. Look around, here we go. Now we're back to where the glue was. So right away, I blame most of it on this tire not being balanced right. First, to top it off, look at the shoddy work. Come on. Here's where the old weight, the glue is still there. They're supposed to clean that off, they just tore the one part off and left a little paper and glue there. That's just shoddy workmanship. They're Dunlops, and as you can see, they're made in Japan, which are normally pretty good tires. We look here, there's no really uneven wear. I don't like the tire pattern. It's a little bit too aggressive. As you can see on my wife's Lexus, it's a less aggressive tire. Plus, it's a Michelin. Now we'll look at the other side, the passenger side, which does not vibrate. Now we can see the new weights there. We can also see they did a sloppy job here. They left all the glue and pieces still on here. They didn't do a very good job cleaning it off. Now I did notice, just generally driving at low speeds, it had a pretty rough ride. And I blame it all on this tire. I don't like them because they don't ride all that smooth. But look, that's on this side. The other side doesn't have that. It is not a uniform tire. And let's face it, I like uniformity. Look, all these grooves are the same. They don't have one groove here and a different groove on the inside. And now, this is where a little knowledge can go a long way. When I lived in Houston, the good tire stores that did nothing but sell tires, they had a guarantee. They would put new tires on. You say, well, I don't know what I want. And they'll say, well, we like these tires. Do you want a rough tire that can go through mud? Do you want one that's good in the rain? Do you want the quietest one available? And they'll try to sell you what you want, but they gave a guarantee. If you didn't like the ride, they would put your old tires back on. They'd put 4 tires on, balance them, you drive it. If you thought they were too loud, then you'd say, no, I want quieter tires. Or maybe you wanted tires that had really good rain traction. And they'd say, bring it in on a rainy day. You'd bring it in, they put the rain tires on, you drove it, you liked it. If you didn't, you'd say, no, I don't like those. You put your tires back on. Do a little research before you buy tires. These are the tires that this thing came with, and they just put the same style of tire back on. As soon as we got out of the driveway going 10 miles an hour, this vehicle rides too rough for a Lexus. Now, the dealer told them that they ride that way, and then after they rebalanced it, they said it was better. They didn't say it was fixed. They said it was better, right? But they should have been honest, like I'm being with you now. And they should have said, well, if you don't like the ride of the car, let's put a less aggressive tire on it. Not just necessarily what it came with. Because tires are what you're riding on, air and rubber. They have so much to do with the ride of the car. The tires have a lot more to do with the ride of your car than the shock system does, unless you're hitting big bumps. I could tell by going slow. Whenever you're going slow in a car and it doesn't feel like it rides right, that's almost inevitably a tire problem. People bring me a car, and when they're really bad, they'll be going 10 miles an hour and the steering wheel's going like this. Well, whenever it does that, it means probably a belt in the tire is broken. The tire is so out of round that it's wobbling at low speeds. Then when you go faster and it heats up and spins, it'll make it more round, and then it doesn't wobble as much. You get a good wobble at really lower speeds, and you feel just isn't right at low speeds. That's always in the tires. Even if this tire were balanced correctly, because it's shaking on this side, it's shaking not on the passenger side, just the driver's side and the steering wheel. Even if you had this balanced perfectly. With this particular tire design, that both sides of the tire don't have the same kind of tread on it, it's going to ride rough. Let's face the facts. You got a different pattern going on the ground. One part's got a wider groove on it, one part doesn't. Of course it can't ride as smooth as one that's totally even, because you can have different forces, different amounts of friction on them. I personally wouldn't use these tires on one of my cars. It kind of harkens to something that can be even worse, something that hardly anybody does anymore, but for a short time BMW and some of the other companies put run flat tires on that. They said you could get a flat, run out of air, and you could still drive them 50 miles with no air in them, right? Well, they did work, but they had a big drawback. They rode like crap. So here was BMW selling the ultimate driving machine with tires that rode like crap. Well, they don't sell them on them anymore because they found out that somebody's forking out 60, 80 grand for a car that rides smooth. You put these horrible, hard run flat tires, because think about it. They have to run with no air. Take the air out of your tire. They go because the rubber's soft. If you ever run flat, they stay hard, right? Well, that means they're super hard and they ride like crap. So the whole thing of it's on this side, not being balanced right. Maybe the tire itself wasn't even made correctly, I don't know. But some people said, well, that could be the drive shaft. Well, he bought this car new. It didn't start doing this until it had 20-something thousand miles. He's never wrecked it. The rubber boot's clean. There's no grease leaking. They don't wear out like that on Lexuses. It all harkens back to this tire design. I mean, look at it. Like he admitted and the dealer said, it's better after they rebalanced it. These babies on the Matrix, they only got one weight on them. It doesn't shake at all. But it's an inherently balanced tire anyways. The one on the back doesn't even have any weights on it. It was made so good, it didn't even need any. It doesn't shake at all, going 85, 90 miles an hour. When you're thinking about tires, don't just think, oh, well, what's the cheapest thing? Oh, what the? No, do a little research. You care about noise. You care about vibration, rather than just go out and buy one and not even thinking about the tire pattern. If you live where it snows, maybe you want a more aggressive tire so you don't have to get snow tires. So you can use them all season tires, right? Or maybe you're a fanatic about your car. You're gonna buy snow tires for the winter and you're gonna have road tires for the summer. Then you'd wanna get rain tires for the summer and put your snow tires on in the winter. Think about that stuff before you buy tires. First, they're gonna try to sell you the most expensive one because that's how it works. My other advice is don't ever buy the cheapest ones usually because they're almost always made in China and they're junk. Now these are Japanese tires. They're good tires, but for me, for a car like this that is a Lexus that you really want a smooth ride, I would use a different tread design on it. I would not be using this tread design because as soon as I took off in it, I could tell it rides rough. And that's all tire riding. It's not anything else. It didn't do it until he had 20-something thousand miles. Somebody, when they built it, obviously balanced it right at the factory because it didn't shake for 20,000 miles. But now it is. So I would switch tires myself. Instead of having the dealer tell him, well, you put too many miles on the car when he only put 20,000 miles on it in a year and a half. The thing to realize is when you're getting tires, okay, This is not a gigantic vehicle. You can see, it's got a relatively short wheelbase. The shorter the wheelbase on a vehicle, the rougher it's going to ride. That's why go-karts ride like crap. Well, one of the reasons. So, when you have a shorter wheelbase vehicle, you got to really pay attention to what kind of rubber you put on those rims. He loves the car otherwise, but he's an aircraft engineer, and that little shaking drives him nuts. And I don't blame him. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.